Hello, welcome to FM Scout. I'm Beard FM, and today we've got a cheeky little manager experiment for you. Now, before we get into it and I tell you what it's all about, I just want to point you in the direction of my channel, where I've got a Let's Play series at the minute with Huddersfield Town, and I'd love you to go and check it out. Hopefully you'll like it. Hopefully you will subscribe if you haven't already. So let's get into it. Now, I was talking to my friend the other day he's not a Football Manager fan. He hates Football Manager. He can't get his head around why it's any good. I don't understand that because it's the best game ever. But he don't understand it, and we were having a debate on who the best manager is. I said one person, he said another. But he said, you can't really say because different managers have different players. How is it fair really comparing their skills? So what he does know about the game is that you can run experiments. He's seen me do it. So he said to me, can't you use your game to run an experiment to see who the best manager is? So it got me thinking how I could do it. How could I do it fairly in an experiment condition so that each manager has got the same tools to work with, so we can have at least a good idea of who the best manager is. So first, I needed to pick a team. Now what we've done is we've picked Tottenham Hotspur. Now the reason we've picked Spurs is not because I'm a Spurs fan, because I'm not. I don't hate Spurs, got nothing against Spurs. It's just Spurs, they're a good club. They've not won a top flight division for a long time. They're in the Champions League, so it gives each manager a chance at the big club competition. It gives them a chance to win the Champions League. So we've picked Spurs. Now, when it comes to the managers, now we could have picked a lot. There's some really good managers in the Premier League. You've got to say there's some really good managers this season. You could have picked Pochettino, who is the Spurs manager. Could have picked Ranieri, who is currently the champion manager, who just won the Premier League. Could have picked David Moyes. No David Moyes, but there's some good managers. So the four managers we've decided to use today are four managers who have got great careers already, but have got years ahead of him still. So we've decided to use Jose Mourinho, Pep Guardiola, Antonio Conte, and Jurgen Klopp. Now, to try and make this experiment as fair as we can, what we've done is we've put every club in the Premier League under a transfer embargo. So basically, when each manager is running their simulation that season, they can't buy anyone. They've got the same squad of players that the other manager has. No one else in the league can buy anyone or sell anyone, so they're coming up against the same players. Now also, to try and make it fair, so they're coming up against the same managers, let's say when Jose Mourinho is running his experiment, Guardiola, Klopp and Conte are out of the country. They're not in this. They've nothing to do with it. So what we've done is we've brought in some managers to take those jobs so that it's fair. So that each manager, when he's doing his simulation, is coming up against the same managers, the same players. So the four managers we've chosen are Ancelotti, he's going to be at Manchester United, Luis Enrique at Chelsea, Allegri at Man City, and Diego Simeone at Liverpool. Now what that should do is basically, like I said, each manager runs his simulation, each manager in charge of Spurs, got the same players coming up against the same players and against the same managers. Just trying to make it as fair as I can. Now, I could have used Arsene Wenger and I contemplated using Wenger, but Wenger's like the old man of the Premier League, isn't he? He's like King Wenger, and he's the old guy. He's done well. He's had a good career, but he's coming towards the end of his career. And since Fergie retired, Wenger's the old man of the Premier League, so that's why I've not used Wenger. I wanted to use four managers that are at the absolute peak of their powers. So let's get started. Right, here we are with the first manager, Jose Mourinho. He's now manager as Tottenham Hotspur. And as you can see by his stats, he has got amazing stats. Adaptability, he's determined, level of discipline, motivation, tactical knowledge is good, man management, mental skills, tactical coaching, amazing really. He is a brilliant manager. He's won it all, and he's won a couple of Champions Leagues. He's won top flight divisions in multiple countries, so he is a fantastic manager. So this is his tactic, and I've noticed this from playing the game myself this year, that he's using a 4-4-1-1. Will it be successful? We'll have to wait and see. It surprises me. I think he used to use the 4-2-3-1, didn't he? So anyway, that's what he's going to be using this year. Will it be successful for him? Will he win any trophies? Let's find out. So here we are, 1 year in the future, and as you can see, Jose Mourinho finished second, which I think that's quite good. I mean, don't get me wrong, they got beat by Arsenal, their arch rivals, but second is it's an improvement. It's a good showing. He's got back in the Champions League. If I was a Spurs fan, I'd be happy with that. So yeah, Jose Mourinho finished second in the Premier League. Right, here we are with the League Cup, and he won it. He knocked Arsenal out, which is quality. That's good for the Spurs fans. Obviously beat Ipswich, Wolves, Man City in the semi-final. That's really good. And then he got Birmingham in the final and had to beat them on penalties. Let's have a look at the game. Yeah, as you can see, 2-2. He had a lot more of the ball, more chances. And yeah, he beat him on penalties. So, yeah, they always say that about Jose. He'll get you a trophy. And he's finished second in the league and he's won a trophy. So, can't grumble. Let's have a look at the FA Cup. Here we are with the FA Cup. And he's won that and all. Fair play, Jose. Knocked out Luton, Bradford, Middlesbrough, City again, Fulham, and he beat West Ham on penalties again in the final. That's 2 trophies for Jose. That's not bad, that. Let's have a quick look at the game. Here we are. Well, Harry Kane got injured, but it looks like West Ham got an early goal. They got themselves back into it, and to be fair, well, West Ham had twice as many chances, bit less of the ball. He was probably lucky there, wasn't he? Got quite a few bookings, but he won it, and that's 2 trophies, but did he win the big one? Let's jump over to the Champions League. And here we are at the Champions League, and as you can see, he got knocked out in the quarterfinals by Man City. So Man City got their revenge in the big one. He knocked him out the FA Cup, he knocked him out the League Cup, but when it came to the Champions League, City did him. And he did alright. I mean, he didn't lose a game up until that point. Looked like he had a decent group as well. Dortmund, Fenerbahce, Benfica. Knocked out Monaco in the first round, so not too bad. I think that's a decent season. So he's come second in the Premier League. He's won the League Cup and the FA Cup, and he got to the quarterfinals of the Champions League. Not a bad start, but can one of the other 3 beat him? Right, who's next? Let's have a look. Right, here we are with the next manager, and it is Pep Guardiola. Again, another quality manager. Some have their doubts about him, saying would he do well at a smaller club? And I'm maybe one of them. I'd like to see him challenge more, and I think he's being challenged this year in the Premier League in real life. But on here, he has some fantastic stats. Attacking coaching, tactical coaching, technical coaching is all top notch. He's got great tactical knowledge. Judging players' ability potential is amazing. His determination is amazing. His adaptability is amazing. He's pretty amazing. He has got some real ability. So this is the tactic he uses on the game this year, and it's a 4-1-2-3 or 4-1-4-1. It depends on how you want to look at it and how it moves when it's playing. But that's the tactic he's going to use. Can he have more success than Jose? Probably. I'm expecting him to at least equal him. Let's have a look. Here we are, 1 year in the future, and he's finished 5th. 5th? That has surprised me. Honestly, I thought he'd at least get top 4. I was expecting top 2, just as good as Jose, I'll be honest with you, because I thought his stats are slightly better. That does surprise me, I'll be honest with you. He even had the league's top goal scorer in Harry Kane. So let's have a look how he's done in the other competitions. Maybe he made up for that. And here we are with the League Cup, and he got knocked out by Manchester City, the team he's with in real life, in the semi-final. Beat Hull, Newcastle and Watford, then got beat by City, so no trophy yet. Let's have a look at the FA Cup. And here's the FA Cup. He's been beaten in a semi-final again. That's 2 semi-finals. Got knocked out by Arsenal, which Tottenham fans will absolutely hate. Beat Donny Rovers, beat Borough, Burnley and West Brom. And wow. Yeah, no trophies, but did he finish it off? Did he win a Champions League? Let's have a look. And nope, he didn't get out of the group stages. Only won 1 game, and that was against Celtic at home. That is crazy. I know you've got Juve in that group and Atletico Madrid, who maybe have better players, but it's Pep Guardiola. I expected more, I honestly did. But he finished 3rd, got into the Europa League. Let's have a look at that. So here we are with the Europa League, and he got knocked out by Man United in the semi-final. He's like the semi-final king. He got knocked out of the group, came 3rd in the Champions League, came 5th in the Premier League, and then in the FA Cup, the League Cup and the Champions League, he got semi-final, semi-final, semi-final. Well, yeah, I'd say that's not as good as Jose. I'm quite surprised he's not finished the season with at least 1 piece of silverware, but there you go. Right, let's jump back in time and see who we've got next. And here we are with Jurgen Klopp, a manager. I really like him. I like him as a person. And I'm a Manchester United fan, and this is the first time I think I've ever liked a Liverpool manager. I just think he's a nice guy, and even being Liverpool manager doesn't put me off him. I think he's a top guy and a top manager, and he's got some real ability. His man management skills are amazing. Can work with youngsters, got great determination, great motivation skills, got some other good skills as well. Great manager. So here is his tactic, and he's going to be playing pretty similar to Pep Guardiola, 4-1-2-3 or whatever you want to call that. It's pretty much the same formation, or is the same formation that Guardiola is going to use. So is he going to be just as, well, I'd say Guardiola was quite poor. Is it going to be the same as that, or can he do one better? Or could he be worse? Let's find out. Here we are, and he finished 4th, which, one better than Guardiola. Got him back into the Champions League. So that's not a bad showing. I think top 4 is always the aim of all the big teams. So that's not too bad. Still below Arsenal, unfortunately. Let's have a look how he did in the League Cup. Here we are, and he won it. Brilliant. He knocked out Norwich, West Brom, Stoke, beat Man United in the semi-final, and then beat Leicester in extra time. Awesome. Let's have a look at the match. Here's the match, and yeah, Harry Kane scored in the 101st minute. That's a close game. That 22 chances, just a few more than Leicester, just a touch, 1% less of the ball. So that could have gone either way. By the looks of it, I mean, Leicester look like a dirty team today. 5 yellow cards, but well done, Klopp. He's got a trophy. Here we are with the FA Cup, and he lost in the 6th round on penalties to QPR. That is crazy. Gutted really. He had some easy teams. No offence to these teams, but he had a good run there. You'd expect him to beat QPR, so a bit disappointed with that, to be fair, but he still won a trophy so far. But how did he do in the big one? Let's have a look. Wow. He got to the final and he lost it. Oh man, absolutely gutted for him. Got beat off Juventus 1-0 in the final. And here's the final, and to be fair, done like a great game. They only had 7 chances. Juve had 11. Juve had more of the ball. And Juve scored in the 90th minute. Oh, wow. I'd have said if he'd have won that, with his League Cup and a Champions League compared to Jose's League Cup and FA Cup, I'd have said he'd be above Jose right now. But, yeah. Good season, though. Getting to a Champions League final, that's amazing. But, oh, man, that is heartbreaking. Right, let's have a look at the final manager. And here we are with the final manager, Antonio Conte, and I like this guy, mate. I think he's done fantastic this year in the Premier League. He's come and played some great footy. I really enjoy watching Chelsea, and it surprised me really how good he is. I mean, he's been good, don't get me wrong. He's been Italy manager, Juventus manager, but I always think the Premier League's a true test of any manager, and I think he's done fantastic, and he's got some fantastic skills. I mean, his attacking coaching is amazing, his mental coaching is amazing, his man management is good, and he's determined, he's disciplined, he's motivated. So yeah, great manager. Okay, and here's his tactic, and it's a bit of a strange one. I'll be honest with you, it's something I've never seen on Football Manager before. It's a 3 at the back, 4 in front of them. Obviously, they're wing backs with 3 up front. I mean, it looks quite cool. I might have to try this out myself. So that's his tactic. Will he do better than anyone else? Because if I'm honest, this is the guy I had my money on. This is the guy I thought would probably do the best. I don't know why, I just had a feeling. Was it right, was it wrong? Let's find out. Yeah, I was wrong. He got sacked. He was in the job for 218 days and got sacked. As you can see, I've highlighted all the games he was manager of, and yeah, won the best run that was it. Getting knocked out of the League Cup by Arsenal, and then they got beat by Arsenal, and yeah, that was probably the final straw for the management. Unfortunately, he's got sacked. So yeah, that says don't listen to me in the future. So they had a new manager, and even the new manager couldn't do well, and Tottenham finished the season 11th, nowhere near a European spot. Let's just have a quick look at what happened in the Cups, because obviously he was still the manager at the start, and let's see if they managed to win anything anyway. Obviously, if you've seen them fixtures, you'll know, but we'll just have a quick look anyway. And as you can see, he got knocked out of the League Cup by Arsenal when he was the manager. Now, he wasn't the manager, but they got knocked out of the FA Cup in the 4th round by Liverpool. Here's the Champions League, and as you saw, they didn't do very well in it. He did manage to win 2 games, which is better than Pep, and they did finish 3rd and get into the Europa League. Obviously, Conte wasn't the manager, but they got to the quarter-final of the Europa League, so nowhere near any finals, really, even with or without him, so it's a disappointing season, really. Right, well, there you go. I tried to do it as fair as I could. I think I did it as fair as I could. Someone's probably noticed something, and they will highlight that for me. Please say it down in the comments. If the video is successful and we can maybe get over 2,000 views and enough of you ask, could maybe try out a few other managers against each other under the same conditions to see if they're any better, or if they can win the big one with Spurs. That would be interesting. I might do that on my own just to see. So right, what we're going to do is I'm going to give each one a mark, what I think they did for what I think they deserve for their season. So first up is going to be Jose, and I'm going to give Jose an A-. Now I think coming second in the Premier League and winning 2 domestic trophies, he was the most successful out of them all. So I'm going to give him an A- because he didn't. If he'd have won the Premier League or won the Champions League, he'd have got an A+, A*, but he didn't. But I still think he deserves an A- for winning a couple of trophies. Next is Pep Guardiola. Now I'm going to give Pep a C- because finishing fifth in the Premier League and then getting to 3 semi-finals. It's like a nearly, man. So it's like average, quite good. You know, you can't really grumble. Semi-finals are okay. So I thought, yeah, C- for Pep. Next I'm going to mark Conte, and basically, yeah, he got sacked, didn't he? He got sacked. I was really shocked with that because all my money was in him. Good job it's not real and I didn't bet any money, because I would have bet it all on him. And yeah, he got sacked. So the only thing I can give him is an F. Last but not least, we've got Jurgen Klopp, and I'm going to give Jurgen a B+. Now the reason I'm giving him a B+ is because he won a trophy, but it was just the League Cup. Now he got to the Champions League final, I know that. If he'd have won that, I'd have had him above Jose me. But he didn't, so he's like nearly there, wasn't he? He got him into the Champions League, he won a trophy, he got to a Champions League final, so yeah, B+ for Jurgen Klopp. Right, well there you go. It was just a bit of fun. You could probably run that simulation again and get different results, but yeah, it's just a bit of fun, wasn't it? So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it's entertained you for a little part of the day. But before I finished, if you did enjoy it, don't forget to smash the like button. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And also, make sure you check out fmscout.com if you haven't already. There'll be a link down below in the description. Great website, loads of downloadable content, loads of stuff for you to enjoy. So yeah, that's me, Bood FM. Hope you have a nice day. Take care, and I'll see you later.